Hello, fans, and welcome to This Day in Baseball, where we're going to bring you a full radio broadcast of today's game. And before we do that, I just want to thank Classic Baseball Radio, and there's a link in the notes where you can check out their full channel. They have many great radio broadcasts. And while you're listening to today's game, if you want to check out much more about the game and the players, look on the links below, and you're going to see links to player pages, the date the game happened, the year it happened, and the play-by-play. Enjoy the game, and check out the links while you're watching the game, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that every time new content comes out, you're going to get that firsthand. And thank you again for checking out This Day in Baseball, and enjoy the game.
Yankee baseball time again. This Yankee game is brought to you by the Atlantic Refining Company and your Atlantic dealer, who for the 27th consecutive year has been Major League Baseball's longest continuous radio and television sponsor. And by P. Valentine & Sons, brewers of today's great Valentine beer, the beer Golden Mellow from the Golden Harvest. Well, a look at the field tells us it won't be long before the cry of play ball. So I hope you're all set to enjoy this ball game with a one-beer Golden Mellow from the Golden Harvest. Today's Valentine. Enjoy the crisp, clean, naturally more refreshing taste of Golden Mellow Valentine beer. This broadcast is brought to you by the Atlantic Refining Company and the P. Valentine & Sons of Newark, New Jersey, in cooperation with Sports Network and by authority of the Yankees. It's intended solely for the private enjoyment of you, our listening audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play description without the express consent of the Yankees is prohibited.
We'll face Ralph Perry. And before we get to the batting order, two things. One, Whitey Ford will not be able to pitch today. The muscle injury he sustained in his last outing when he pitched no-hit ball for 7 innings. And had to depart. That was against the Angels on the 22nd of May. It was a day-to-day proposition. Whitey was expected to pitch, but he will not, due to that shoulder strain suffered in that game. And Bob Curley will work the second game of the doubleheader. Paul Boychuk figures to work for the Detroit Tigers. And the other is the feeling that we all have for Al Kaline, who in making a spectacular play that ended yesterday's game, suffered a fractured shoulder blade right near the socket, with it up on top as I talked to the Tiger trainer, just to give you a general idea, not the technical report. And so Al may be out anywhere from 6 weeks to 8. And now the Yankees are taking the field. The Tigers will line up with Wood second, Bruton center, Maxwell right, Cash first, Colavito in left, McAuliffe third, Fernandez short, Brown catching, Larry pitching. The Yankees, Richardson second, Tresh short, Pepitone first, Maris center, Blanchard right, Berra left, Howard catching, Boyer third, Terry pitching, and now our national anthem. battery for the Detroit Tigers, Larry and Brown, and for New York, Terry and Howard. And the best battery of them all, baseball and Valentine beer. For those of you who didn't get yesterday's scores, Washington defeated Cleveland last night 8-6, so that the Yanks and Indians are still deadlocked for first. Minnesota beat Chicago 4-1 to move within a game of first place. Kansas City 8, Los Angeles 7, Boston 12, Baltimore 6. And the Tigers beat the Yankees 2-1. In the National League, San Francisco beat the Mets 7-6 in 10 innings, enjoying a game-and-a-half lead over Los Angeles. Winners over Philadelphia 6-3. Cincinnati beat Chicago 11-6 last night. St. Louis 4. Milwaukee 3 last night. The Cardinals are third, 4.5 out. And Houston shut out Pittsburgh last night 2-0. Today, Roberts against DeLocke. Baltimore at Boston. Cleveland at Washington. Perry against Daniels. And in the National League, we have nothing to report thus far. So we're all set for the start of the first game of the doubleheader at Yankee Stadium with Jake Wood, whose triple yesterday drove in 1 run and set up the second, which he scored on a sacrifice fly hit by Bruton, which was sufficient to enable the Tigers to take the Yankees 2-1 for the second straight day by a 1-run score. Cherry's pitch is swung on, bounced foul down the third base line. Strike one. Berra in left, Maris in center, Blanchard in right. Boyer back at third after having been out of action for a while as a result of being hit by a pitch on the left wrist, May 23rd. Ralph Terry's delivery is low and outside. Jake Wood had a bunting notion. Counts 1-1. Ralph Terry has a record of 5-4. One ball, one strike. And the pitch to the right-hand batter is in there. Strike two. Johnny Rice of Chicago is back of the plate. Joe Paparella of Iron, Pennsylvania, is umpiring at first base. Next pitch is swung on and popped high and foul near the stands. Howard is under it and has it. There's one away. Comes Billy Bruton. The pitch to Bruton is foul to the left of the plate. Strike one. The next pitch is swung on and fouled off the plate. Strike two, 0-2. Bruton batting .294. Once the plate umpire looks the ball over. Bill Kinnaman from Daytona Beach, Florida, umpiring at second. Here's the pitch, and it's blown inside. He's originally from Nebraska. And Hank Soar, up Rhode Island way, is umpiring at third. He's born in Alton, Rhode Island, lives in Pawtucket. The 1-2 pitch, change up outside, ball two, 2-2. Charlie Maxwell is on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Carried to the windup, and the pitch swung on and fouled to the right of the plate. Slow curve over toward the Yankee dugout. Manager Ralph Howard feeling the ball as it came right across the top step. A 2-2 count. George Myatt coaching at third base. Phil Cavaretta at first. Now the 2-2 delivery, and Bruton swings and misses. Strike three. Fastball struck him out. With two away, up comes Charlie Maxwell, who has not been in many games this year. He's appeared in 9. He's had 1 for 7. And used, of course, largely as a pinch hitter. But as you fans who follow the game very closely know, Charlie Maxwell has had many of his best days against the Yankees. And here at Yankee Stadium, too. The pitch swung on. There's a drive. It's deep to right field. Blanchard has got a beat on it right at the barrier and has it. Charlie Maxwell almost got his, remember the usual Sunday homer of Charlie Maxwell, one or more? First pitch, and Blanchard had to back up to the barrier for it. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. At the end of the first half of the first inning, Detroit nothing, and New York coming to bat.
Enjoy today's Valentine beer and taste how Golden Mellow Good a beer can be.
Golden Harvest.
Golden Mellow Good from the Golden Harvest.
Golden Harvest.
Refreshing and mellow from the Golden Harvest.
Golden Harvest. Golden Mellow. Valentine beer.
Barley, specially grown. Hops mellow 2 weeks longer on the vine. That's the Golden Harvest for Golden Mellow Valentine beer. Next time, better make it Valentine, America's finest since 1840.
So have a golden Valentine. From Valentine's Golden Harvest time. Refreshing and mellow every time. Golden Mellow. Valentine beer.
Half the first inning at Yankee Stadium, Frank Larry doing the pitching, making his 6th start of the season only. Last year, Frank, of course, was quite active, having a real good year. He was in 36 games, won 23, lost 9. 4 of his wins came over the Yankees, against whom he has a lifetime record of 28-10. Bobby Richardson up. The Tiger right-hander's pitch is swung on and hit up into the air into right field. And Charlie Maxwell makes the catch and is one away. Frank Larry was out of action from April 26th until May 15th because of a sore shoulder. He worked on May 20th against the Indians. Only went 2 innings. He beat the Yankees April 13th. 5-3, he went 7 innings. Tom Tresh at bat. Larry's pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Larry's next delivery. Curve is low, ball 1, 1-1. Ball, 1 strike. And the next pitch. It's outside, ball 2, 2-1. Joe Pepitone to follow. Now the 2-1 pitch. Curve is swung on. Little dribbler hit by the mound, coming in fast as Wood up with it. Close to first in time on a great play. Jake Wood taking a base hit away from Tom Tresh, making a very difficult play. The ball was just a trickler by the mound. Wood came in from deep second, and on the dead run, leaning over, scooped the ball up and flipped across the letters to the bag and just got Tresh by a step as Norm Cash stretched to receive the throw to make the difference. Now here's Joe Pepitone, hitting .278. 2 away. Pitch to the left-hand batter, swung on line to right field for a base hit. Charlie Maxwell throws on in to Jake Wood. Pepitone lines a single to right. And up comes Roger Maris, hitting .273. No score, first inning. 2 away. Larry's pitch over the outside corner, strike one. Salavito in left, Bruton in center, Maxwell in right. McAuliffe third, Fernandez short, Wood second, Cash first, and Brown back to the plate. Joe Pepitone, who just singled, has had 8 hits in his last 19 times at bat. Pepitone leading away from first. The pitch to Maris, swung on and hit foul beyond third, out of play. Strike 2, 0-2. No score. It's the last half of the first inning. Frank Larry ready. Throws over to first instead. Pepitone's back. Tigers are not playing the overshift on Maris. Larry sits, delivers, and the pitch is outside as a fastball. Up to now, Larry has not done too much firing for the strike. It may be because of the arm ailment, which has hampered him earlier in the season. He showed him the fastball there, but made it bad. And the pitch swung on as a tap to short, taken by Fernandez. Sits on second for the fourth out of Pepitone. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left on. And at the end of the first inning, Detroit nothing, and New York nothing. From Baltimore at Boston, Roberts against DeLock, Cleveland at Washington, Perry against Daniels. We still have no score. That's all we have to report at the moment. I want to remind you about the big date coming up at Yankee Stadium, their 16th annual Old Timers Day. Saturday afternoon, July the 28th. Reuniting the 2 Major League All-Star teams of 25 years ago, circa 1937. In addition to honoring the 4 new members of the Hall of Fame, Bob Feller, Jackie Robinson, Bill McKechnie, and Eddie Rouse. 25 years ago this summer at Old Griffith Stadium in Washington, the American League All-Stars defeated the cream of the National League 8-3 in the 5th Midsummer Dream Game. Lefty Gomez the winner, Dizzy Dean the loser. And the National League was managed by Bill Terry and the American League by Joe McCarthy, both of whom have been invited to repeat those assignments on this quarter-century observation of that All-Star game. So we hope that you'll be on hand that day. The White Sox will be here for the regular game, Saturday, July the 28th. Norm Cash leads off in the second inning for Detroit. Ralph Terry's pitch swung on, popped up, scored third. Boyer backing up, but it is Tresh who has the beat on it, and he makes the catch. Tresh caught it in behind Boyer. Cleat was shading in a little, just in case Cash leading off had some sort of bunting notion. Rocky Colavito batting .221. Cash was hitting .228. The pitch to Rocky is a little high, perhaps a little inside. Ball 1. Dick McAuliffe on deck. Rocky got off to a rocky start, but over the last 9 games or so, he's begun to hit like the clouding Colavito we know. Now the pitch. Swung on. There's a high fly to deep left. Yogi moving under it. Waiting, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Up comes Dick McAuliffe, a native of Hartford, a resident of Unionville, Connecticut, whose home run drove in 3 runs in the first inning Friday night. As the Tigers edge the Yankees 5-4. The left-hand batter, stockily built, holds the bat high and off the left shoulder, chokes on the bat just a little. The pitch is a curveball in, strike 1, 0-1. No score. We're in the first half of the second. Boyer in close, wide of third. The next pitch is a changeup. It's hit foul beyond third. McAuliffe will hit to the opposite field. He saw that change of pace and he tried to hit it into the left field area. Now with 2 strikes, as all batters will do, go with the pitch. Here it is, fastball swung on and hit high in the air to left center. Maris and Berra, and Yogi says, "I'll take it," and he does. And so the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on at the end of an inning and a half. Detroit nothing and New York nothing. But now let's talk about something. Gold and mellow good Valentine. Wherever people have a thirst, wherever the best is ready to pour or ready to go, you'll find Valentine beer getting the nod. Last night we had the privilege of addressing the New Jersey State Junior Chamber of Commerce in convention assembled down at Asbury Park. And we were delighted to observe all the bright new labels. And the Golden Harvest is why. Every drop of today's great Valentine beer is brewed from selected grains of choice barley, specially grown and gathered from costlier premium hops that are vine ripened and mellowed 2 weeks longer. 2 weeks longer than the hops that go in any other beer. Only Valentine brews from this Golden Harvest, and that's why only Valentine tastes so mellow good, crisp, clean, naturally more refreshing. This month of May is National Tavern Month, so I hope you'll drop in to your friendly tavern and ask the man for Valentine. Have a good visit. Blanchard leads off in the last of the second for New York. The pitch is swung on line into right field for a base hit. Charlie Maxwell whips the throw back into Jake Wood. John Blanchard hits the first pitch to right. And here's Yogi Berra. Batting 185. Blanchard 235. Elston Howard on deck. Tigers nothing, Yankees nothing. It's the second inning. Frank Larry gets the sign from Dick Brown. Takes the stretch. And the pitch to Berra. In there for a strike. Yogi telegraphed the take. Swung around just a bunt. And they knew he wasn't about to be punting. 0-1 the count on Yogi. Larry again to his stretch. And the pitch. Swung on, foul to the left of the plate, out of play. 0-2. And those of you who have been following these games of the Tigers closely may be conscious of the fact it seems to be a definite pitching pattern. Naturally, the pitcher's got to have his stuff on that given day, but they've been staying right ahead of the hitters, putting it in there. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Yogi swings, bounces to Cash, steps on first, throws to second. Fernandez, the tag of Blanchard, double play. And in many instances, not wasting pitches. So Berra bounces into the double play. Cash taking the hopper, stepping on first, throwing down to Fernandez to put the tag on Blanchard for the double play. With 2 away, here now is Elston Howard, hitting .248. No score. It's the last of the second. Larry into the windup, and the pitch is outside. Ball one. One ball, no strikes. And the next pitch. Curveball in there. Strike one. 1-1. Frank has always said, I've had lots of occasions to talk with him, he just has confidence against the Yankees. Here's the pitch. Swung on line off the glove of Jake Wood, who made a diving effort at the ball, but he didn't quite come up with it. If he had, you'd have heard this crowd roaring. He dove for the ball, gets up, brushing the dirt off the front of his uniform. I didn't think he'd ever get that close to it. And a line drive through the middle, and he dove and got a glove on him. Couldn't hold it. It's a base hit for Howard. And here's Fleet Boyer coming up, batting .311. Tigers and Yankees scoreless. It's the second inning. Frank Larry's pitch, curve, low outside. One ball, no strikes. The Tiger right-hander delivers. Fastball outside, ball two. Now, Frank has always had the good skills. And it was a source of wonderment to many people why Frank wasn't close to a 20-game winner almost every year. But when it come to pitching against New York, he had that little extra desire. 2-0 pitch swung on to high fly ball into right center. Charlie Maxwell moves over under it and makes the catch, and the side's retired. No runs, 2 hits. No errors, and 1 left on. At the end of 2 innings, no score, the Yankees having the game's 3 hits. Of course, last year, Frank proved the point. He won 23 games and has been a 20-game winner before that. In 1956, he was a 21-game winner. And he had years of winning 16 and 17 and 15. Overall, Frank Larry, going into this year, had won 117 games and lost 93. And this year, he's 1-2. On the Valentine scoreboard, Baltimore nothing, Boston batting in the first inning. Roberts against the lock. Cleveland knocked out Benny Daniels in the first inning and scored 2 runs. Ed Hobaugh coming in to relieve Daniels. Jim Perry pitching for Cleveland. Minnesota at Chicago, scheduled for a doubleheader. But the activity is delayed because of rain. Los Angeles, Kansas City, scheduled for 2. In the National League, New York at San Francisco, Philadelphia at Los Angeles, scheduled for doubleheaders. Pittsburgh at Houston, Chicago at Cincinnati, single games. Milwaukee at St. Louis, about to begin, single game. Shaw and Gibson. We move to the 3rd inning of the first game at Yankee Stadium. Chico Fernandez up. He swings the first pitch at the third, 2 hops. Boyer flips it on to Pepitone. 1 away. Fernandez bouncing out to third. Now Dick Brown. Hitting .252. Fernandez is hitting .259. Ralph Terry's pitch fastball, a little high, perhaps a little outside. Ball 1. Nothing pitch, fastball is inside, around the knees, ball 2. Detroit and New York scoreless. It's the first half of the 3rd inning. First game of the doubleheader. And Tigers, winning 2 in a row, have moved to within 3 games of first place. They've begun to roll. The 2-0 pitch swung on, lined into left, and it's going to be in there for a hit. Barrett takes on the hop. Brown turns first and holds up with a long single to left. The first hit off Ralph Perry. Now here's Frank Larry, who's had 2 for 8. And on occasion has won his own ball game against New York. I recall, I think it was last year, hit one into the stands here to win a tight duel. Jake Wood on deck. So with 1 out, Dick Brown on first. No score. Boyer shortened up at third. Ralph Perry gets the sign from Ellie Howard into the stretch. And the pitch. It's low, ball 1. There was no indication of any bunt by Larry. Now he turns and looks at George Myatt coaching at third to see if Bob Sheffing has ordered any change in assignment. 1 ball, no strikes. Ralph Perry delivers. The pitch is a curve, high and inside, ball 2. And again, Larry is ready to swing. Two balls, no strikes. Now, Ralph Perry hollers something to Boyer. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. And the pitch. It's in there for a strike, 2-1. A low fastball, low in the strike zone. Baltimore-Boston scoreless at the end of the first inning. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back behind the plate over toward Jake Wood in the on-deck circle, who makes a one-handed catch. Two balls, 2 strikes. Dick Brown on first, 1 out, third inning, no score. Ralph Terry delivers, and Frank Larry swings and lines it into center for a base hit. Taken on the first hop by Maris. Brown stops at second. Maris throws in to Tom Stretch. So Frank Larry got his pitch and lines a single to center. And now the Tigers have something brewing with Jake Wood coming up. Billy Bruton to follow. With 1 out, they get their first 2 hits off Ralph Terry. Here's the pitch to the right-hand batter. Swung on, hit by third to left field for a base hit. Dick Brown rounds third, and he heads on in to score. Larry stops at second. 1-0 Detroit. Three straight base hits off Ralph Terry. Jake Wood rams one by Cleve Boyer, scoring Dick Brown. Wood's 14th run batted in. And here's Billy Bruton, struck out in the first inning. Charlie Maxwell to follow, and the Yankee bullpen gets the call. Larry leading away from second, Wood from first. 1 out, and the pitch. In there, strike 1. 0-1. Tex Clevenger starts to warm up for New York. Pitch to Bruton, swung on, bounced foul. Down to Phil Cavaretta, first base coach. Strike 2, 0-2. Nothing in favor of the Tigers. It's the first of the third. Dick Brown, having scored, Frank Larry's on second, Jake Wood on first. The left hand hitting Bill Bruton up. Now the pitch. Fastball. It's in there. Called strike 3. Got the inside corner with a fastball. Here's Charlie Maxwell, who sent Blanchard to the right field bullpen gate for his fly in the first inning. Norm Cash on deck. Two on, two out, one in. Charlie Maxwell digs in, left-hand batter, and the pitch. Curve outside, ball 1. Charlie's a fastball hitter, basically. But you can't hang a curve on anybody. It's a great invitation. Ralph ready, and the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Throw down to second. Frank Larry gets back. 1-1 the count on Charlie Maxwell. Crowded him with a fastball. He took a real good cut. While Maxwell is played as a pull hitter, he can ride that curveball or the pitch away from the opposite field. But he's trying right now with 2 mates on, 2 outs to pull. And the pitch. Swung on, hit to the box. He hit right off the end of the bat. Terry throws to Pepitone. Maxwell is retired, and so are the Tigers. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. Threw him a fastball. It sailed away from him. He hit it right off the end of the bat. You can hear the bat crack. At the end of 2.5 innings, Detroit 1, New York 0.
So Golden Mellow's good. Today's Valentine beer. Have you tried it? So Golden Mellow's good. Golden Mellow, Valentine beer. Barley, specially grown. Hops mellowed 2 weeks longer on the vine. That's the golden harvest for Golden Mellow Valentine beer. Next time, better make it Valentine, America's finest since 1840. So have a golden Valentine. From Valentine's golden harvest time. Refreshing and mellow every time. Golden Mellow, Valentine beer.
We pause for station identification.
This is WOKO 1460 on your dial, the Capital District station with the sound reputation. 27.5 minutes before 3.
In the last half of the 3rd inning, Detroit leading New York 1-0. Ralph Terry leads off. Bobby Richardson on deck and Tom Tresh to follow. Terry's had 3 for 27. Frank Larry into the windup. Around comes the right arm, and the pitch to the right-hand batter. Swung on, foul back, strike 1. Outfield about straight away. Now the 1-strike pitch. It's bunted, but right out in front of the plate. Brown up with it. Throws on to first, and Terry is out. 1 away. Ralph Terry seeking to bunt his way on. Never got the ball past the dirt part of the infield before the grass, the little cutout area around home plate. So he was an easy play. Now, Bobby Richardson flying to right in the first inning. Tigers 1, Yankees 0. It's the last of the 3rd. Frank Larry to the windup, and the pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. one-strike pitch. Curve is lined to short. Fernandez takes it for the second out. 2 away. And now here's Tom Tresh, who grounded to second in the first inning. One to nothing in favor of Detroit. 2 away in the third, and the pitch to Tresh. Starts him off with a curveball for a strike. He's slow curving him a lot. And the next pitch on the way. Fastball outside, 1-1. Actually, Larry hasn't had to work too hard as yet. The 1-1 pitch. Curve going inside. Ball 2-1. Detroit leading 1-0. Last of the third. Now the 2-1 pitch. Mid sails high outside. Ball 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The right-hander into the windup. In comes the pitch to Tresh. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Full count. Made him swing at a bad pitch. He'll do that a lot. He'll get you so set up and figure he'll take a chance. He's got that kind of control. The ball looks good coming up. And when you swing, it's a bad ball. So with the count 3-2 and 2 outs, Larry's delivery is high outside, ball 4, and Tresh draws the walk. The Yankees now in this series Pepitone swings and lines it into center for a base hit. Stopping at second is Tresh. The throw comes into Fernandez. And there are runners on first and second, 2 outs, and Maris up. Maris grounded to short in the first inning. There are 2 outs, 1-0, Detroit. They pitch outside, ball 1. Started to say a moment ago, the Yankees have had 3 walks in the series. Mossy gave up 1 Friday night, Aguirre 1 yesterday, and Larry 1 today. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 away. Frank Larry into the stretch, and the pitch. Curveball over, strike 1, 1-1. A 1-1 count. Tresh moves off second. Pepitone off first, 2 away, 1-0 Detroit, third inning. The pitch is swung on and fouled off to back of third, out of play. A 1-2 count. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 1-0 Detroit. It's the third inning. Larry getting the sign from Dick Brown. Into the stretch. Now the pitch. Outside, ball 2-2. Fastball, high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. 1-0 Detroit, third inning. Larry to the stretch, the pitch, and Maris swings and grounds it foul. He curved him in tight. Hit him on the handle that time. Moving that ball around well. On second, Joe Pepitone on first. Two outs, a 2-2 count. Maris asked for time. Now he moves back in. And at this point, Frank Larry takes his cap off and smooths his hair out. Now he's ready. Into the stretch. Runners lead away. The 2-2 pitch it gets away from the catcher. On the third goes Tresh, and the second goes Pepitone. He threw a knuckleball. It's a wild pitch charged to Larry. Getting the sign from Dick Brown. Runners on second and third, 2 away. Now the wind-up round comes the right arm, the pitch, and Maris swings, hits it foul down the right field line into the lower stands. Count remains 3-2. 1-0 Detroit, last the third. Tresh on third, Pepitone on second, 2 outs. Frank Larry pitching to Roger Maris into the wind-up. In comes the pitch, and it is swung on, hit in the air to left field. Going back is Colavito, makes the catch, and the side's retired. No runs for New York. 1 hit. No errors for the Tigers. 2 Yankees left on. And at the end of 3 innings, Detroit 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on. The Yankees no runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 4 men left on base. Bill Rizzuto is going to come in and take over for me here in the 4th. Take an inning off. Then move over to the television side. And we'll be back during the second game. And don't forget that Saturday, July 28th date that we were telling you about. All the great stars. 1937 will be back here again. And here's one right now at the mic.
Okay, Mel, Norm Cash leads off for Detroit here in the top of the 4th inning. Cash popped up to the shortstop in the 2nd inning. Terry's curve is over, strike call. Tigers 1, Yankees nothing. On deck, Rocky Colavito. Terry's fastball is over, strike 2 call, 0-2. Cash hikes those pants way up, keeps pulling on them. Now he asks for time at the plate. Outfield deep, a little around towards right on Cash. Norm hasn't pulled the ball too much in this series. Fastball low inside, ball 1. Tigers without the services of their star right fielder, Al Kaline. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch, a curve low inside, 2-2. Kaline's going to be out for almost 2 months. Fractured his right collarbone in a spectacular play to end the game yesterday. Berry checks the sign from Howard. Here's his stretch. Slow curve foul at the plate. Hit the ground, hit Cash in the foot. Detroit now only 3 games behind the Yankees and the Indians, who both lost yesterday. Minnesota just 1 game behind. Angels tied with Detroit. Baltimore and Chicago only 3.5 out. Tight race in the American League. 2-2 fastball hit in the ground, in the hole, and out to right field, a base hit. Just saying that Cash hasn't been pulling too much, and he hits one in the hole between first and second. A single to right field. That's the 4th hit off Terry, and it brings up Rocky Colavito, fly to left field in the 2nd inning. That was the first hit for Norm Cash in the series so far. He failed to get a hit in the first 2 games. Detroit leading 1-0. Here in the top of the 4th. Colavito points that bat out at the pitcher. Here's his stretch. Curve hit in the ground in the hole. Boyer's got it, one-hand flip to Richardson for 1. Back to first. Double play. And you can tell that Boyer's back in the lineup. He went deep in the hole between short and third. Caught the ball one-handed. Flipped off balance to Richardson, and Bobby's throw to Pepitone doubled up Colavito. Bill Lenz was making sparkling plays just like Boyer while he was in there. For the Yankees, their 33rd double play of the year. McAuliffe takes a curve on the inside corner, strike called. McAuliffe fly to Yogi in left field in the 2nd inning. Change up, hit on 1 hop to Richardson. Bobby's got it. Throws to Pepitone in time for the out. McAuliffe can go down that line. For Detroit in the top of the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, no Yankee errors, nobody left. At the end of 3.5, it's Detroit 1 and the Yankees nothing. For the Yankees, Johnny Blanchard leads off. Johnny ripped a single to right field in the 2nd inning. Each team has 4 base hits, and all 8 base hits for both teams are singles. Frank Lowry into the windup. His pitch to Blanchard. A curve popped in the air to the right side. Jake Wood calls for it. Halfway between first and second. Takes it for the first out. There's been a lot of first ball hitting in this game so far. Both pitchers with excellent control. So the batters are not waiting too long. Here's Yogi Berra hit into a fast double play in the 2nd inning. Detroit 1, New York nothing in the bottom of the 4th. On deck, Elston Howard. Lined up by Larry. Curveball is over, strike called. And man, Larry has got a big curveball today. He's thrown a couple, look like they break 6 feet. Larry comes back with a knuckleball, gets away from everybody and back to the screen, 1-1. I tell you, that Larry would get up out of the sick bed to pitch against the Yankees. What a record he's got against. 28 wins and 10 defeats since he's been in the big leagues against the Yankees. 1-1 curve, line foul, back into the stands. Oh, man. That ball was hit like a bullet. One of the young girls brought her glove with her today. Got the glove in front of the ball, but couldn't hold on to it. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out and nobody on. Pitch outside and high, and the count's even at 2-2. Delivery. Curve way high and outside. Ball 3. Full count on Yogi. All right, the payoff pitch to Yogi. A pop-up to short left field. Colavito is moving in. He lost it momentarily. Now he makes the catch. Fernandez was going back. And Colavito was bending down almost to the ground trying to sight the ball. Even though he had his glasses down, it was directly in the sun. And those sunglasses will not help you when that happens. Rocky had to wait till the ball came out of the sun. Finally came in, made the catch. 2 away. Here's Elston Howard. Ellie lined a single off the glove of Jake Waters. Jake made a tremendous try diving through the air to backhand his line drive. Got his glove on the ball but couldn't hold it. 2 out. Pitch to Howard. He started to swing, checked it, and it's ball 1. Plate umpire Johnny Rice looked down at Hank Storr umpiring at third. Sometimes the plate umpire can't quite see if they've gone far enough around. Get a little help from the other boys. Curve outside. Ball 2, 2-0. On deck, Clete Boyer. Fastball low, ball 3. 3-0 to Howard. Larry has walked 1 man, Tom Tresh, in the 3rd inning. Now the 3-0 pitch to Howard. Low, ball 4. Second walk given up by Larry. Howard to first. Here's Clete Boyer. Fly to right field in the 2nd inning. Boyer's gotten back in the lineup a lot quicker than everybody thought he would. Got an awful whack on his left wrist. Hit by a pitch ball. Norm Cash not holding Howard close at first. Pitch to Boyers, a curve line to left center. That's in there for a base hit. Bruton coming on fast. Howard starts for third, then comes back, and Bruton's throw comes in at second base. Boyer ripped that curveball like a bullet. Bruton got over there just in time, and that ball would have rolled all the way out to the wall. A long single for Clete Boyer. And that's hit number 5 off Larry. Brings up Ralph Terry, who, in attempting to bunt, was thrown out by the catcher, Dick Brown. On deck, Bobby Richardson. Terry taking a few practice cuts alongside home plate. Stretch is pitch outside, ball 1. Detroit 1 and the Yankees nothing here in the bottom of the 4th. Fastball fouled on the screen just below it. One and one on Terry. Boyer leads off first, Howard off second. Larry stretches. Curve is hit in the air to left field. Colavito moves back, turns now under it, and makes the catch. Terry got pretty good wood on that ball. For the Yankees, in the bottom of the 4th, no runs, 1 hit, no Tiger errors, 2 men left. And at the end of 4, it's Detroit 1 and the Yankees nothing.
This is Bob Delaney. And now we're on the go again with the rest of the game, brought to you by the Atlantic Refining Company and your Atlantic dealer, who offer you Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor and keeps it clean. Before we get into inning 5, Terry still has some preliminary pitches to throw. We'll pause for station identification.
A cheerful earful each Monday through Friday morning on the Bob Cathcart Show, 11 till 1 on the pacemaker station WOKO, Albany, New York. 2 1/2 minutes before 3.
Okay, we're back in business here at the big ballpark. Man, if you had written out a prescription for what you wanted the weather to be for this doubleheader, this is it. It's just wonderful. Temperature in the low 70s. You got a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour blowing out to right field. Forecast is sunny and mild. And we have got a hot ball game. It is 1-0 favor of the Tigers, and Chico Fernandez is first up in the 5th inning. This is the last third of Bob Sheffy's batting list. Ralph Terry delivers and gets change off the fastball over for a called strike. Terry pitching the first game is scheduled. Whitey Ford was supposed to pitch the other ball game, but he's going to have to miss a turn. That shoulder's kicking up. Curveball swung on and hit to left field. Barra moves over. Yogi has it. We have one out. Bob Turley is to get the start in the second game with Ford sidelined. Paul Fortak is going to pitch the second game for Detroit. It's a big day. The Tigers have come in here and won the first two. Yesterday's win was very costly, however. On the last play of the game, their star right fielder, Kaline, in a diving catch, got a broken collarbone. Brown steps in, fouls the first pitch back. He's the right-hand hitting catcher. In the third inning, with one out, Brown singled to left. Larry, the pitcher, singled to center. Wood singled to left and got Brown in, and that's the run so far. Fastball, swung on and missed. Man, that was humming. That's what the ball players say about a real fastball. They say he can hum it. Oh, it hums. And you know where the expression comes from? If you're up close to a fastball, you can hear it. Strike 3. Took him out with a high inside slider. That's his third strikeout. And now here's Larry, who, if he isn't beating the Yankees with his arm, is beating them with his bat or a combination. In his lifetime, he is 28-10 over New York. And that is something. He's pitching with a sore shoulder. At least he's recovering from a sore shoulder. He's got a 1-0 lead, which he helped to create with his clean base hit in the third inning. Swings as a ground ball down to third. Boyer going back to action today. Scoops it, throws over to Peppertone at first, and that's it. Crowd goes down in order. 1, 2, 3. Score end of 4.5 remains Detroit 1 and New York nothing. I'd walk.
Now, sir, perhaps you'll be good enough to tell the jury where you were on April 10th at 2:25 a.m.
Well, I started the car, and I was moving along.
I see you were driving.
Yeah, but actually I was...
You mean to say you weren't driving?
I was cleaning my carburetor as I was driving.
Mr. Wilson, do you expect this intelligent jury to believe that you were operating a motor vehicle in the middle of the night and cleaning its carburetor at the same time? Come now, you're under oath.
So help me. I got this tank full of Atlantic Imperial gasoline. It cleans your carburetor while you drive and keeps it clean.
Are you testifying that a gasoline can actually clean a carburetor, smooth out idling, prevent stalling?
No. Not any gasoline. Atlantic Imperial.
I'm afraid I don't get it, Mr. Wilson.
Then you've got a dirty carburetor.
Peppertone 2 for 2. Bobby is 0 for 2 today. Fly ball to right and a line drive at the shortstop. The outfield gives him 1 step to left. The right-hander delivers high inside, ball 1. Larry is a thickly built right-hander. He's physically strong. There's a change of pace, hit high out to left center field. Colavito moving under it. Left fielder takes it. And we'll have one away. In fact, Frank Larry's middle name is Strong. Now we have Tom Fresh, who hit a grounder to the second baseman in the first inning and walked in the third. Fresh switch hitter batting left-handed. Runs up the door with bunt and pitch inside curve, ball one. Seventh all time, and he hits his pitches for total wins against the Yankees. The fellow that beat them the most was the great Walter Johnson, who was 60 and 41. Eddie Sackcutty was 35 and 24. Lefty Grove was 35 and 27 against New York. Fresh takes a strike, and it's now 2-1. Al Newhouser was 33 and 31. Kovalevsky was 32 and 26. South was 30 and 24, and here is Larry with 28 and 10. Pitch high outside, ball three. 3-1. One down. Larry has missed 19 pitching days with this bad shoulder. He gets what looks to be a slider in there for a called second strike. He hangs on like grim death, and especially against New York. The 3-2 swung on. There's a fly ball lofted into center field. Here comes Drupin at top speed into short center. Makes the catch. He's a beautiful outfielder. Now we have 2 up, 2 gone. And here is the boy, Joe Pepitone. He is 2 for 2. He rated Arthur Daly's column in the Times this morning. And in his last 4.5 ball games, he has 9 hits for 20 at-bats. That includes doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. Takes curve on the outside, ball one. Joe Pepitone. First base in this first game. There's a high fly ball to center fielder Bruton. Pepitone is out. The Yankees go down in order. This is the first time that Larry has set them down without having a base runner to contend with. Totals at the end of 5. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for Detroit. No runs, 5 hits, no errors for New York. There's a bulletin on the scoreboard. It says, welcome 7 Airmen, first to spot Scott Carpenter's life raft. They're sitting down by the Yankee dugout. The Yankees have got a week's road trip coming up. They're going Kansas City, then to Minnesota, then to Los Angeles. And they're back home week 10. And it is a real big week and a half. Tuesday night, the 5th of June, will be Cleveland. Bob Shepard over the PA is calling attention to the 7 Airmen, who are special guests. There's a reaction of the crowd. At Cleveland, sir, is the night game Tuesday, the 5th, afternoon the 6th, night game back again the 7th. And the 7 Airmen are standing up now and receiving an ovation. On Friday night, the 8th of June, Saturday afternoon, the 9th, later day, and 2 weeks from today, it'll be a doubleheader with the Orioles. We'll still stay in for a night game the 11th of June. That's Monday night. Here's Jake Wood taking a curve from Terry Low outside ball one. Then Detroit is back in here Tuesday night, the 12th of June, and the afternoon of the 13th. So that's big doing. Wood singled in the third inning to knock in the Tiger run, which is the only run we have in this first game. He's 1 for 2. Swings and grounds it foul outside third. Ball in the strike. Carey pitching, Howard catching. Pepitone at first base. Richardson at second. Trush is at short, and Boyer, although his wrist is not completely healed, is back at third. As the curveball swung on, fouled off, strike 2. The redoubtable Mr. Burrow is out in left field. Maris is in center. And the right fielder is John Blanchard. Manager Howard said, I'm going for offense. He's also going for as many left-hand hitters as he can get. Fastball inside, ball 2. Both ball clubs are playing without their stars, Mantle and Kaline. 2-2 pitch, curve swung on, fouled in the dirt. John Rice is the plate umpire. Joe Paparella is at first. Bill Kinnaman at second. And Hank Storr is at third. Pitch, swung on, there's the ball hit straight out to Maris in center field. 1 out. We told you yesterday that there's a new development in the chest protectors in the American League. They are now using foam rubber chest protectors instead of inflated chest protectors. And the league, so that they don't have a transportation problem with them, they are bulky, the league is stationing 2 chest protectors at each umpire's dressing room all over the circuit. Here's Bill Gooten taking a curve outside. Slender left-hand hitter. And the point we're coming to is that we say there are 2 chest protectors, one long style and one short style. Rice is using the short one. Curve swung on, foul back. Nobody on. Change of pace, low inside, down by the feet. Ball 2. Back the ball goes on, bounces back to the stand. George Myatt coaching at third. Phil Cavaretta coaching at first. Not a cloud in the sky. Two-one pitch. Swung on a ground ball, hit to first baseman Pepitone, who steps on the bag for the unassisted play. Now we have 2 out. It's a Spanish blue sky we have today. If you haven't seen the typical sky over Spain, if you look out right now, this is the color that they generally are over there. 1-0 Detroit. And here is old Pawpaw, Charlie Maxwell. He's got the job of filling in now in right field with Kaline hurt. As a hot line drive foul back to right. We were very sorry to hear of Kaline's injury, but we were delighted when we learned that it was the collarbone, that it is a lateral crack. No, it's actually a cracked collarbone. There is no separation. Whenever you got a separation on the collarbone, you may not throw again. But he will. But he will be out. Seems like 2 months. Maxwell swinging, fouls it back. Strike 2. For a couple of years, Maxwell was a holy cow on Sunday, hitting home runs. They even went so far to fix up a special calendar for him that had nothing but Sundays in it. For example, in '59, he hit 12 home runs on Sunday. He hit 31 for the season. In 1960, he hit 5 on Sunday and 24 for the season. There's a ball that is hit high out to Maris in deep center. Makes the catch for the 3rd out. Last year, Maxwell only hit 5 home runs and hit 3 on Sunday. the 5.5 innings first game, Detroit 1, New York nothing.
If you're an average driver, you probably wear a good many hats in the course of a week. You're a school bus driver, part-time chauffeur, full-time commuter, even a truck driver when there's a load to haul in your car. And if you use Atlantic Imperial gasoline regularly, you can do a mechanic's job at the same time. You can clean the carburetor of your car as you drive. You see, Atlantic Imperial actually washes away harmful dirt deposits that build up on the carburetor walls below the throttle plate. Deposits that can cause stalling, rough idling, and gasoline waste. And for as long as you use it, Atlantic Imperial will keep new deposits from forming. So start using Atlantic Imperial in your car. It's the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean.
Up last of the sixth inning is Roger Maris. Roger's in a slump. He's 0 for 2 today. Swings and hits the ball into right center field. Maxwell goes over, makes the catch, and Maris can't get one safe. All right, one up, one away, and the batter is John Blanchard, who is 1 for 2. Eddie coaching down at third. Wally Moses coaching at first. Frank Larry on the mound delivers a curveball over for the strike to throw third. The outfield is swung well into right field on Blanchard. The infield is overshifted toward first. Blanchard takes a half swing and the ball glances the bat. Foul, strike 2. Larry pitching. Dick Brown catching. Cash is at first base. Wood is at second. Shortstop is Fernandez, and the third baseman is McAuliffe. Calavito in left. Bruton in center, and Charlie Maxwell is in right. The 2-strike pitch. Outside. Ball 1. 1 and 2. When Maxwell was playing regularly for Detroit, he played left field. And that's second. 1-2 pitch. Curve swung on, hit foul down in the upper right field stand. And when Calavito was with Cleveland, he was the right fielder. And, however, when Calavito got over to Detroit, they had a right fielder named Kaline. And you didn't move him. So Calavito went to left. And I think there was some expectancy today with Kaline hurt that Sheffing might make the switch and put Calavito in that great arm back in right field. Blanchard 6 on the outside, ball 2. But Sheffing said, no, Calavito is adjusted to left field. I'm going to leave him right there. Why upset 2 positions? So Maxwell, who's your utility outfielder, goes to right. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball way outside. Brown had to dive for it. All right, 3 and 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Curve swung on, and it's a high foul into the first base stand. Still 3-2. That's the count. Tigers holding on to this 1-0 lead. They got the run in the third inning with 1 out, 3 straight singles by Brown, the catcher, then by Larry, the pitcher, and by Wood, the second baseman. The 3-2 pitch again. Swung on and missed. A curveball. He struck him out with a breaking ball. That's his first strikeout. And now we have Berra, who is 0 for 2, banged into a double play in the second inning. Outfield plays Yogi very much as a pull hitter, except for Calavito. They got the left fielder straight away. The center fielder well over into right center. They're giving Yogi all of left center and most of center. Swings at a ground ball to the first baseman. Cash has it. There's the race, and Cash wins by 2 steps. So Yogi goes down, and the Yankees retired in order again. This is 7 straight batters that Larry has knocked off. Totals at the end of 6. First game. Detroit 1 run, 4 hits and no errors. New York no runs, 5 hits and no errors. Now let's see about the other fellas. In a single game, it is Boston 2, Baltimore 1 at the end of 5 innings. At the end of 4 and a half, Cleveland 4, Washington 1. Van Turner and Kirkwood hit home runs for Cleveland in the 5th inning. Cleveland and the Yankees are tied right now for first place. But they cannot be tied tonight when the firing ceases, because this is only a single game that Cleveland is involved in. Doubleheader here. Doubleheader is being held up at Chicago with the Twins there because of rain. Los Angeles at Kansas City. New York is at San Francisco. Craig to start in the first game against Sanchez. Philadelphia is at Los Angeles. Pittsburgh is playing a single at Houston. Chicago is at Cincinnati. The start of that game had been delayed because of rain, but now we have the warm-up pitches. Cardwell for the Cubs, Turkey for the Reds. Down at St. Louis at the end of 2 and a half, the Cardinals 2, and the Braves nothing. Well, there's Norman Cash. Finally got a hit. He had gone 0 for 17 when he singled in the 4th inning. 1-0 Detroit. Here in the 7th, we have Cash, Colavito, McCullough. The tall, slender right-hander, Ralph Terry, delivers. Breaking ball high outside, ball 1. The pitch is fastball, low outside, ball 2. 2-0. Ball 3. Well, Cash is well ahead on the count. In just a second, here's manager Sheffing coming out of the dugout to talk to Cash. Now he's coming out to talk to plate umpire Rice. And Sheffing is pointing to Terry out on the mound. Apparently he's complaining. Wait a minute. Well, let's see. The 3-0 pitch is low inside, ball 4. Terry and Howard do not like the call on that. Howard is balking a little bit. And so Cash throws a base on balls. First walk given up by Ralph. He doesn't walk many. And what Sheffing is complaining about, I think, is the fact that maybe Terry's shirt sleeves are not exactly level. They're not even. The sleeve on his right shirt seems to be a little shorter than the sleeve, than the left arm sleeve. Now we have Colavito up there, 0 for 2. Bunt, up toward third. It's a good one. It moves Cash easy down to second. Boyer picks it up close to Papazone, and Colavito is out. That was a neat bunt. He had the third baseman beat because they didn't expect him to bunt. But he did, and he moves Cash easily over to second base. So Rocky's out, 5 to 3 if you're scoring. You know, the thing about scoring a ball game is that you just number the 9 positions. That's the basis of it. And the routine way that most people score, the accepted way, is pitcher 1, catcher 2, first baseman 3, second baseman 4, third baseman 5, shortstop 6, left fielder 7, center fielder 8, right fielder 9. Then you use a K for a strikeout, the W for a walk. I put down an SH for sacrifice, DP for double play. And nothing to it. We just like to make it sound complicated and mysterious. Now we've got Dick McAuliffe, who is 0 for 2. The whole idea of scoring is to keep some sort of a record so that you can look back inning by inning and not have to trust that most deceptive of all things, memory.
I call it swinging, fouls it off. And the real basic thing about scoring is it doesn't make any difference what numbers you want or what sequence you want to use or what other little code figures, as long as you can read it. If you can read it, that's it. That's one thing the Commissioner of Baseball has got nothing to do with. You just score the way you want to. A lady who was scoring, and her husband wanted to know, what did this mean, T-H-O? She said, put him on. A base on ball. Well, what's the matter with that? I call it take high outside ball, too. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner at second base, 1 out. Terry has to be careful. Base hit picks up a run, and runs are rather valuable around here. We've only got 1. That's Detroit. Pitch is swung on as a high fly ball out to Maris in deep center field. Cash is tagging up at second. I think he'll go over. There is the catch. There goes Cash. Here comes the throw, and Cash comes in standing. So, fly ball to center. And by the way, in case you're curious, that is not a sacrifice fly. The sacrifice fly is only scored when a fly ball gets in a run. Now, had Cash scored from second base, it would have been a sacrifice fly. And I'm not just joking. There have been some fast ball players on deep fly balls to center field, and especially the center field didn't have a great arm, that have scored from second. I know Frank Fish used to do it at the Polo Grounds when you could hit him a ton out there, you know, deep center. Here is Chico Fernandez. 2 men are out. Runner at third base. Walk, sacrifice, fly. Fernandez, right-hand hitter. Takes a wide one. Ball 1. Thrown hard. In the third inning, when Terry got in trouble and was hit for the run, Tex Clevenger was warming up in the bullpen. The Yankee bullpen is going again right now. Third ball is in for the strike. Also, Hawk may want to go for a hitter for his starting pitch in the last of the 7th, because the pitch is coming up third. And Clevenger's up again along with Marshall Bridges. So you have a right and a left-hander. 1-0 Detroit. Tough series, isn't it? Foul ball back. One and two. Outfielder steps to left. Terry ready. Third ball is hit slowly down wide of third. Boyer up with a recovered throws and gets in. Capiton with a nice stretch brings in the ball. Fernandez is out. Third to first. And that is all for the bid. No runs, no hits, 1 left, no errors. Score end of 6.5 of this first game continues to be Detroit 1 and New York 0.
That's a bouncing ball. And here's news about service that's on the ball. Atlantic Red Ball Service. Stop at any Atlantic station with a Red Ball sign. Buy as much gasoline as you want. Weather permitting, your Atlantic dealer guarantees to check your oil and clean your windshield, or you'll get your money back, your gasoline purchase free. This unusual guarantee was started by Atlantic dealers. They make the offer at their expense, so they're sure to give you top service every time. Remember, you get your gasoline free, your money back, if your Atlantic dealer fails to check your oil and clean your windshield. Get this guaranteed Red Ball service now, only at the Atlantic Red Ball.
K-L-I-N-E, took over for Larry. And he will be pitching to Howard, then to Boyum, and then to the number 9 spot. And let's pause for station identification.
He's here every Monday through Saturday mornings from 6 till 10 to tell you why and when. Jeff Davis time on WOK.
Rivers swung on, hit foul. Went up to the plate upstairs. Strike 2-2. Two strikes, and the pitch swung on and fouled off. Count remains 2-2. The Yankees will be gone for a week. Kansas City, Minnesota, Los Angeles, and then they come back and catch lightning in a bottle again. Cleveland, Baltimore, Detroit. Here's the pitch, and it's low, ball 3. They have 3 games with Cleveland. Night games on Tuesday and Thursday, June 5th and 7th, a day game on the 6th. 5-game series with the Orioles. 3-2 pitch is low outside. He walks Cash, the left-hand batter, and up comes Colavito. And Ralph Houck is out of the dugout. It was in the same spot in the first game. But Bridges struck out Cash for the second out, and Colavito coming up. It was in the 9th inning. And Houck brought in Jim Coates. And he's going to bring in a right-hander now, and it may be Jim Coates again, but we'll see. Baltimore will be here Friday night the 8th, Saturday afternoon the 9th, doubleheader Sunday the 10th, and Monday night the 11th. Detroit comes right back Tuesday night the 12th of June, and Wednesday afternoon the 13th. It will be Tex Clevenger coming in to pitch to Colavito. And we'll pause for station identification.
A cheerful earful each Monday through Friday morning on the Bob Cathcart Show, 11 till 1 on WOKO, Albany, New York. Scott Carpenter's press conference directly following the ball game. 30 seconds before 7, the time now.
The Yankees won the first game 4-1 for any who may have tuned in late. When Scarron hit a 9th inning 3-run homer to break a 1-1 tie. Frank Larry and Ralph Curry were the starting pitchers, but it was Coates who was the winning pitcher. He worked the one batter. And Gallagher the loser. Innings, gave up 5 hits without a run. His arm tightened, and then Ron Klein came in and worked the third of an inning, gave up 2 hits and 1 run. An inning in which the Tigers used 4 pitchers, 1 short of the record. The Yankees had the bases loaded, nobody out, got 1 run in, and that was when Scarron batted for Pepitone, had a little trickler down the third baseline, tried to score. Then in the 9th inning, after a walk and an error, Scarron had put runners on first and second. Scarron missed a bunt. Richardson was running and was out at third base, but as he slid, he kicked the ball out of McCullough's hands and went safe. Thus, that changed Ralph Houck's strategy. And he let Scarron swing away, and he hit it in the stands. That's where this whole series has been.
Here's Rocky Colavito. Bruton on second, Cash on first, 2 outs. Sex Clevenger, the right-hander. Delivers, curve low outside, ball 1. Fly to center, popped to second, grounded to third. 2-0 Tigers. Clevenger's pitch, low, ball 2. Throwing the sinker, but missing the strike zone. McAuliffe is on deck. Now the 2-0 pitch. It's low, ball 3. Nothing. Pitch on the way is over. Strike 1, 3-1. A 3-1 count on Colavito. Moves off second, Cash off first, 2 away. And the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit foul down the third baseline. Strike 2. Full count. Billy Bruton on second, and Norm Cash on first will be off and running with the pitch. Tigers leading 2-0 after dropping the opener 4-1. Tex Clevenger brought in to pitch to Colavito. Full count. End of the stretch, runners ready to go. There they go, and the pitch is low outside, ball 4. Bases are loaded. And up comes Dick McAuliffe, left-hand batter. Bruton moves to third, Cash to second, and Colavito to first. Bases loaded, and Dick McAuliffe, who fouled the third, struck out and singled. Is a batter. He singled in the 7th with 1 out and scored on Fernandez's double. McAuliffe, Fernandez, and Wood have really been the big guys to bat in this series for Detroit. Now with 3 men on, here's the pitch. It's in there for a strike. Cash and Colavito leading away. The windup and the pitch. It's low for a ball. 1-1. Wood has had a pair of key triples. McAuliffe a such 3-run homer and scored the second run in this game. Three runners lead away. The 1-1 pitch to McAuliffe. Outside, ball 2, 2-1.
Three men lead away. The 2-1 pitch to McAuliffe is low, ball 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. It's low, ball 4, and it forces in a run. Billy Bruton comes home. Cash moves to third. Calavito to second. 3 straight walks with 2 outs and 1 on have given the Tigers a run. They lead 3-0. And the batter is Chico Fernandez, who has been the other big gun. He hit a homer, made the difference Friday night. He had a double in the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and line foul for a strike down the left field line. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. 1 run in, 3-0 Detroit at the 8th inning. Cash on third, Calavito on second, and McAuliffe on first. Clevenger into the windup, and the pitch on the way. Swung on line into left field for a base hit. Scoring Cash, Calavito around third. He comes in to score, and the Tigers have a big inning. Fernandez, singles to left to drive in 2 runs. Scoring Cash and Calavito, 3 runs in the inning, and it's 5-0 in favor of Detroit. Up comes Mike Rourke, who struck out, grounded to third, and fouled to the catcher. Rex Clevenger walked 2 and given up a single. 3 walks and a single with 2 outs. The pitch inside for a ball. McAuliffe stopped at second. Sails inside, ball 2, 2-0. Clevenger's delivery swung on, grounded to short. Stretch up with it, throws to Richardson, forcing Fernandez. Sides retired. 3 runs for Detroit. 2 hits, no Yankee errors, 2 men left on. And at the end of 7.5 innings, Detroit 5 and New York nothing.
So Golden Mellow's good. Today's Valentine's beer. Have you tried it? So Golden Mellow's good. Golden Mellow, Valentine beer. Barley, specially grown. Hop, mellowed 2 weeks longer on the vine. That's the golden harvest for Golden Mellow Valentine beer. Next time, better make it Valentine, America's finest since 1840. So have a golden Valentine. From Valentine's Golden Harvest Time. Refreshing and mellow every time. Golden Mellow. Valentine beer.
Now as we play in the last half of the 8th inning, Joe Pepitone, Roger Maris, and Johnny Blanchard coming up. Bubba Morton in right field in place of Maxwell, for whom he batted. Time has been called for a moment. Tigers are leading by a score of 5-0. And someone broke loose on the field, and the police have him, and he'll spend the night in the judge, according to the law. Pepitone will be the first man up in the last half of the eighth inning. Pepitone grounded to second, struck out, and popped out to short. Ball four attack. Into the windup, and the pitch to Joe. Swung on and missed. Strike one. 0-1 the count. Paul has scattered the 6 hits he has allowed. Gave up 2 in the first inning. Next pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. 0-2. Wojtek went the distance against Boston on the 11th of May. Otherwise, has not gone more than 6 innings in 7 2/3 innings last outing. Next pitch is high and away. Ball 1. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, curveball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two strikes on Joe Pepitone. Next pitch is swung on and popped foul. Coming back toward the screen and out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. The delivery swung on and fouled back. Count remains 2-2. A 2-2 count on Joe Pepitone. Ball 4 attack ready to go. Into the windup and the pitch. Swung on and popped up and behind the plate. Rourke under it, waiting, and he has it. One away. Here's Roger Maris, who had an infield hit in the first inning, flying to center, and doubled in the 6th. Pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. A 1-0 count on Rod. And the pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-0. 5-0 in favor of Detroit in the 8th inning. The 2-0 pitch, and Maris takes outside for ball 3. 3-0. The Yankees take on off tonight for KC. Play there tomorrow night, Tuesday afternoon. The 3-0 delivery is low, ball 4. Maris draws the walk. Up comes Johnny Blanchard, who's down at the first, single to right and fly to center. Of the 3 runs scored in the first half of the 8th inning, 2 charged to Bridges, 1 to Clevenger, and those charged to Bridges are the first earned runs off in this season. The pitch to Blanchard is low and inside. 1 ball, no strike.
swung on as the tap foul down the first base line to Wally Moses. 1-1 the count. Wally hadn't had too much traffic down that way today. And, of course, the Crow hasn't around the third. The 1-1 pitch is up high. Ball 2. 2-1. Balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 5-0 Detroit. It's the 8th inning. Four-tack delivery is in there. Strike 2. Got the outside of the plate. The largest American League crowd of the season out here today, 46,776. Largest National League crowd is a little over 52,000 out in Los Angeles back around April 10th. Next pitch, low inside, ball 3. Full count. The 3-2 pitch. Sails outside for ball 4. And Maris moves to second. And out of the dugout now is Bob Sheffing. Fields has called Foytack is tiring, and with a good big lead, knowing that they can be dissipated in a hurry. Some managers will go ahead and have one extra hitter, and some won't. He's out there talking to Foytack now, and he may have his mind made up already. He's going to let him stay in. Most managers have their minds made up before they go out there. You ought to hear the stories they tell you about the time the pitchers. So let me just pitch this one more hitter. Skip out, I can get him out. Before he's back to the dugout, boom, there's the next ball into the stands. Elston Howard, 0 for 3. Takes the curve just outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. 5-0 Detroit. It's the 8th inning. Yankees won the first game 4-1. And the next pitch. The count sails inside. Almost 60. NY off Howard's uniform. Without permission of the club. 2 balls, no strikes. Maris on second, Blanchard on first, 1 out. And the pitch, low outside, ball 3. You can see he's tired. I guess Bob figured the fellow's done such a great job up to now and let him go on if he felt like it. At least 1 more batter. And the 3-0 pitch. It sails inside. Ball 4. They're loaded up. Maris moves to third. Blanchard to second. Howard to first. Hector Lopez is the batter. Klein and Nishwitz are in the bullpen. Sheffing has not come out. Men on, 1 out. And the delivery. It's in there for a strike. Lopez struck out twice and popped to third. 3 men lead away, and the pitch.
It's in there. Strike two. 0-2. This has been a weird series. Two strikes on Hector Lopez. One out. The windup and the pitch. Swung on it. Missed. Strike three. How about that? Walked 3 men in a row and turned around and struck out the next man on 3 pitches. Here's Clete Boyer. Walked. Struck out, single to right. Nothing Tigers, 8th inning. Clete will be swinging the first pitch if he thinks it's his liking. Here it is, and it's outside, ball one. Maris on third, Blanchard on second, Howard on first. 2 down. Yankees have men on base in every inning. Stayed there, too. Here's the pitch. It's a little outside, and Pointek didn't like that one. Ball 2, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Three men on. 5-0 Detroit. And the pitch. It's high, ball 3. 3-0. Ball Pointek now to fire this one down the middle. And it is outside, ball 4. Forces in a run. He aimed it down the middle. The ball just sailed away. Maris scores. Blanchard to third. Howard to second. Boyer to first. And Skowron will back for Coventry. Boyer is started with a run batted in. It's 5-1. 4 walks. And here's the Moose, who won the first game with a home run and 2 on. Drove in all the Yankee runs. And the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Three men on, 2 outs. 5-1 Detroit. The wind up, the pitch to Skowron. Swung on, a bouncer, hit to short. Up with it is Wood, steps on second, forcing Boyer, and the side is retired. Skowron grounding to Jake Wood for the unassisted force out at second of Boyer. 1 run for New York without benefit of a base hit. 4 walks. There were no Tiger errors and 3 Yankees left on. 11 they've left on in this game. 10 of 8 innings. Detroit 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. With 6 left on. Yankees 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, 11 men left on. On the Valentine scoreboard, Baltimore in 11 innings beat Boston 4-2. Sox beat Rabbits. Robertson, DeLocke were the starters. Home runs: Brooks Robinson, Russ Snyder, Jim Gentile. Gentile's 15th to lead the league. Cleveland took Washington 5-3. Perry beat Daniels. Home runs: Francona and Kirkland and Johnson for Washington. Minnesota nosed out Chicago in the first game 5-4. Tot beat Herbert. Banks homering in the 6th with 1 on. The second game will be Lee and Pizarro. Kansas City took Los Angeles 3-2 in the first game. Wickersham the winner. Duran the loser in relief. Donnie had started. Second game 1-1 ended 2.5. Gerba and Fister. In the National League, the San Francisco Giants beat the Mets 7-1. Sanford besting Craig. Hickman homered a rather hollow homer for San Francisco in the 8th inning. In the second game, the Mets lead 3-0 after 3.5 innings. Jackson against McCormick. Hickman homering in the second with 2 on. Los Angeles 4, Philadelphia nothing. 10 to 7.5 innings. Williams for Los Angeles. Brown for Philadelphia. Short in the 6th. Sullivan in the 8th. Roseboro homered for the Dodgers in the second. Howard was on, Frank Howard, but he failed to touch third base. Only 1 run scored. Roseboro. If it had been 2 outs, when any runs, no runs would have been scored. He'd lost the homer. Pittsburgh beat Houston 7-2. Long all the way to win. Johnson, the loser. Cincinnati shut out Chicago 10-0. Perky, all the way to win. Cardwell, the loser. Coleman and Simpson homering. Simpson with 2 on. I believe that's Simpson's 13th home run. Milwaukee beat St. Louis 4-3. Shaw all the way to win, and Gibson, the loser. We pause for station identification.
This is WOKO in Albany, New York, the pacemaker station. The time is 7:31.
Jim Bouton comes in to pitch for New York in the 9th inning. And Paul Pointak is up. The delivery swung on and hit foul. The on first is going to be out of play. Strike 1. Tex Clevenger, whom Bouton replaces, worked a third of an inning. Allowed 1 hit that drove in 2 runs. He walked a pair. And was charged with 1 run. 5-1 Detroit. 9th inning. New York won the first game 4-1. Bouton's delivery is in there for a strike. 0-2. This young fellow could be of great value to the Yankees before the year's over. Curve outside, 1-2. He has lots to learn, as don't we all. But what I meant was, of course, he's relatively inexperienced. The next pitch swung on, hit off the pitcher's glove out to second. Richardson up with it, flips on the Peppertone. Pointak is out. An assist for Bouton. Here's Jake Woods. Grounded to short, popped to second, tripled to left center, and popped out to second. The pitch to Wood is inside for a ball. A 1-0 count. And the delivery. It's inside. Ball 2, 2-0. Tigers 5, Yankees 1. It's the 9th inning. Pitch swung on. There's a high fly ball into left center. Maris moves under it, and he makes the catch. 2 away in the 9th inning, and the batter is Bill Bruton. Hit by a pitch ball, grounded to second, sacrifice fly to center, and an infield hit to short. Bubba Morton on deck. Jim Bouton's pitch. It's a little bit outside or perhaps low. A 1-0 count. And the pitch is outside. Ball 2, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is swung on, grounded to second. Richardson bobbles it, picks it up, throws to first, and just in time. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. At the end of 8.5 innings, Detroit 5, New York 1.
Taste how golden mellow good a beer can be. Taste today's Valentine beer. Golden Mellow Good from the Golden Harvest. Valentine's Golden Harvest is barley, specially grown, and hops mellowed 2 weeks longer than any others. Next time, better make it Valentine. Valentine beer, America's finest since 1840. So have a golden, golden Valentine from Valentine's Golden Harvest Time. Refreshing and mellow every time. Golden mellow. Valentine, Valentine beer.
Richardson in the last of the ninth takes the strike. Paul Foytak with a 5-1 lead. Top of the New York order. And the pitch. It's in there. 11-2. Bobby has had 2 for 4. Now the 2-strike pitch. Is served low outside. Ball 1, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Tiger trainer had an imaginary gun in his hand trying to shoot some live pigeons. Here's the pitch, swung on, loose in the center. Coming on is Bruton, and he's fixed. 1 away. Him for 7 putouts in this game. Tom Trashup batting left-handed against Paul Foytak, and the pitch is outside and high. Ball 1. And the next pitch in there, strike 1. 1-1. 5-1 Detroit. It's the 9th inning. Yankees won the first game 4-1. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, high outside, ball 2, 2-2. The 2-2 delivery swung on and fouled off beyond third out of play into the upper deck. Now the 2-2 offering. High, ball 3, 3-2. Full count on Tom Sex. The 3-2 pitch swung on and bounced down to Cash. First baseman outruns Sex first, and they're 2 away in the last of the ninth. That brings up Joe Pepitone. He's nothing for 4 in this game. Now the pitch swung on. There's a high fly ball in the center. Bruton under it, and he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left off. And the Tigers take the second game 5-1. And 3 out of 4 from the Yankees.